Businesses across this country are bracing for an immigration crackdown. Today, the White House border czar Tom Homan said the administration will continue its raid at work sites, including farms and hotels. But he did clarify that arresting criminals comes first. Now, I want to be clear. There is not a business, not one that I cover, big or small, that is advocating in any way for illegal immigration. But what we do have in this country, from our dairy farms, restaurants, fisheries, meatpacking plants, to our small businesses, to our biggest multinational corporations, is a plain and simple labor shortage. And these are often low-paying, physically grueling jobs, farm workers, roofers. Nearly 1 in 8 of them are undocumented. But I want to also understand that they're also entrepreneurs, starting businesses and hiring people. They are part of our communities, contributing to the growth of our economy. They pay billions in federal, state, and local taxes, not to mention paying into Social Security and Medicaid programs they're not even eligible for. And the fact is, businesses have been advocating for something. They've been advocating for comprehensive immigration reform for years and years, to find ways to bring workers into this country legally. But unfortunately, we do not have a system yet that can actually process them in a timely and fair way. And since this very public ICE raid situation started, well, you know what we haven't heard? We haven't heard about any companies that are saying how they are filling those jobs with American citizens who've been waiting in the wings to work an 8-hour shift cutting chicken parts in a 40-degree meat locker, or wash dishes for hours and hours at a local diner. Immigrants are a key part of the engine that keeps America running. That has always been the case. And it is part of what has made our nation so successful. So if we care about growing our economy, about making sure we have food on our tables, roofs over our heads, from the people I speak to in the business community, they say rather than spending all of this time and energy on deporting people or arguing about not deporting people, let us all find a way to collectively make this work for everyone. Former U.S. Attorney Joyce Vance joins me now. She spent 25 years as a federal prosecutor. Joyce, before we get to that, we do have breaking news tonight. We just learned in the last few minutes. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is siding with the Trump administration and allowing the president to keep control of the California National Guard that is deployed in Los Angeles. What do you think? When just walk us through this decision, what it means and what happens next.
Right. So this is the 3-0 panel decision from the Ninth Circuit that had been widely predicted. The panel, during oral argument, made it pretty clear that they believed that the Trump administration was entitled to deference and that the president's decision that he could federalize the National Guard to help him enforce the laws of the United States was something that would stand. So this stuff is another one of these cases that we're at a very early stage in. This isn't a final decision on the merits. This is another decision about injunctions and what the status quo will look like while the litigation moves forward. The status quo here is that President Trump retains control of the National Guard for the 90-day period that he federalized them during, and now the litigation proceeds.
All right, well, let's talk about these raids. What do you make of Tom Homan's comments that raids on work sites will continue, but they will prioritize criminals, right? They're not saying they won't go for others, but criminals, there will be their top picks.
Well, look, the Justice Department is more than capable of handling criminal aliens in this country. In fact, that's a mainstay. It's one of the largest tranches of cases that federal prosecutors do annually, and it's been that way for a couple of decades. There's statutory law that lets you prosecute people who illegally re-enter the United States after being deported. And when those people are violent criminals or gang affiliated, there are enhanced penalties. So that's bread and butter work for federal prosecutors. That's not what's happening when ICE is out at job sites picking up workers, or when it goes to parking lots to try to find people who are looking for day labor work, or when it goes to schools. And so I think, this is one of those cases where there is politics and then there is policy. And what we are seeing is politics and what this administration thinks will make a favorable impression on voters, but it's not the kind of policy we need for immigration, which has been, I think everyone agrees, right, a broken system, a system that needed a fix. Last year, Democrats brought forward an immigration plan that gave Republicans virtually everything that they had been asking for over a decade. But Donald Trump wanted to be able to run on immigration as an issue. He urged Republicans in Congress to reject that compromise bill. And so the broken immigration system continues.